And we're like, well, this is the first time that I'm actually streaming this, so let's just do this. All right, cool. Well, we'll just wait to see what happens. We're gonna fold. We're gonna fold that. This is the first time I've kind of like ever streamed in poker. Kind of interesting, right? Let's see here. Should we put a banner up, or is the banner gonna hide like the ticker? Yeah, the banner should. Let's see here. What can I do? Solo layout? No, we'll leave it here. Well, I guess it's better here if I do this. Yeah. What's up? How's everybody doing? Hey, what's up, guys? Pope Adrian, how's it going? Larry, what's going on? How's it going, guys? Good to see you all. This is the first time I am streaming while playing poker. Are you guys familiar with poker at all? I'm sure as the game progresses, I might lose connection every now and then. But why the house sounds so quiet right now, and this is oddly quiet. It's almost eerily quiet. Is that I'm alone in the house. My family, wife, and kids are away on vacation for a little bit. I have to stay home and work and watch the dogs. The problem is that when you have dogs, multiple, um, it's kind of tough to travel with the dogs, especially when you're going for an extended stay somewhere. To board our dogs, the cheapest option is $25 per dog per day, and that place is like an hour away. And a place that's literally 10 minutes down the road for me is $50 per dog per day. And, they could be gone for anywhere between like a week or 2 weeks. And I'm not going to spend $1,400 almost to board two 14-year-old dogs for 2 weeks. It's kind of crazy. But okay, let's see. We got a hand here, but hanging out with you guys, playing a 10,000 guaranteed tournament. So first place is probably going to get somewhere in the realm of, $2,000. So let's play this hand. Why not? 9-10 suited. Yeah. What's going on in the YouTube world? What's going on with you guys? Um, I've been gone. I haven't streamed in a while. Uh, so I'm also off Instagram for Lent. So I haven't been checking to see what's going on there. I've actually been since I've gone off Instagram for Lent, I think I've added somewhere around like 200 followers on Instagram. So I'm up to, I think, 25.6 thousand followers, which, I mean, we can talk about the sudden explosion of followers on Instagram. I posted, I guess, a couple of viral reels. I suppose I posted a couple viral reels and they took off. I think one of them probably has around 3 million plays right now, but it was a clip of Ken O'Brien talking about Israel Palestine, and that one went off. But I also have a vision for the show where I can interview people in person, more on like kind of like a 60-minute vibe, kind of one-on-one, and not necessarily like a podcast vibe, but just in a more like intimate way. So I want to do that. So I actually reached out to Ken via Twitter and I said, hey, Ken, if you're ever in the Tennessee area, would love to have you on. The same thing with Sarah Stock, who went viral with her Jubilee debate with Sam Cedar. Like, she's doing the rounds on podcasts right now, which is kind of crazy. So hopefully we'll be able to get her on pretty soon. But yeah, other than that, it's nice to see you guys. It's nice to talk to you guys. Haven't streamed in maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But been active on X, grown that following a little bit. But other than that, it's been going pretty well. I actually, through X and then through Instagram, I was actually able to sit down and talk to Indiana Brunner, who, as you guys know, I mean, a lot of you guys might know him as sort of like a Protestant coal poster, but he reached out and we talked to each other, and he's a good kid. I think he's got a good head on his shoulder. I think he's doing what I do, like, right? He defends his faith. So it's really kind of like difficult to hold that against him. So, yeah, we talked, and, I think he's just generally out there trying to learn. So that's what we talked about. We just talked about, our stories a bit and where he's at, where I'm at, and I kind of it's easy to kind of have like, internet beef, social media beef with other people and kind of like, draw engagement in that way, but I decided X is very, a lot of people, I think it's different on Instagram. You're forming content and you're not necessarily there to post sort of rage engagement for monetary, because like making money off of reels is pretty difficult to do. But if you have a big following on X, making money on X is a lot easier. And I think when a lot of people, post that rage bait engagement farming, people get into that because they can make money off it. They actually make good money off of it. And there were some Protestant X accounts who were actually shown to just sort of coordinate engagement farming, rage baiting posts, right? Specifically for, I think, monetary gain, which isn't good. We don't do that. So other than that, yeah, there's two of you here. That's nice. Let's see. Pope Adrian says I'm more of a Yu-Gi-Oh kind of guy. Never got into Yu-Gi-Oh, though. The last like month and a half, I've been kind of going deep into these Pokemon card YouTube channels where they'll like open packs and they'll go to like Pokemon themed, trade shows and stuff like that. And people will spend like $10,000 buying Pokemon cards. It's kind of crazy. Um, so that's been a kind of thing that I've been into recently. We're gonna fold ace nine here. This early in the tournament, we fold any ace, anything under ace 10, especially offsuit, out of position. We are going to fold those hands quite often, and until blinds start becoming a little bit higher, then we can maybe play them in position. But right now, you kind of lay off them. Let's see how long it takes to get a pocket pair here. There, I played a $100,000 guarantee here, or 100,000 sweeps coin guarantee here, and I think I had two pocket pairs through 150 hands, and the statistics and the odds of doing that are pretty astronomical. I think you're supposed to get a pocket pair like one in every, you know, 8 hand, not one in every 8 hands. What was the statistic? I can't remember. It was like one in every like 22 hands you're supposed to get a pocket pair, but I had out of 150, I only had two pocket pairs in that tournament. That was kind of fun. But I'm doing great. Podcast went away of different visions. Yeah, kind of different visions. We were at different places kind of when it did go away and we wanted to pursue other things. So yeah, that went away, but Jean is doing good. Actually talked to her yesterday. I asked her how her son was doing because her son was, having some health problems, doing good, doing a little bit better now. So I talked to her to follow up with that. Happy feast day. Whoa, which feast day was it? I hope it wasn't a holy day of obligation. Usually I'm able to pick up on that. Bump. Hey, what's up, Joe? How are you? Does Joe play poker? King nine. We've had ace nine, jack nine, queen nine. That's a fold. How's everybody doing? I'm probably, streaming at the wrong time because baby Kai Schwemmer is actually streaming right now on Rumble. I tried to like log into Rumble and then I tried to sign. What? Wait, it's the feast day of the Annunciation? Isn't that a holy day of obligation? Okay, okay. The solemnity of okay. Oh man. Okay, that could have been bad. Because I tried to go to. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Fold king nine, obviously flop two kings. Okay, good, good. I feel bad, but yeah, Kai Schwemmer is actually streaming right now. I tried to sign into Rumble, but it wouldn't. Like it says that my account's inactive or something like that because I had one that was mirrored to I'm doing great. So when we would post on YouTube, it would post automatically to Rumble. I guess I deactivated it or something like that. Yeah, no, real. Literally would cause a heart attack. Let's see here. Someone has a king. No. Oh, okay. I thought at least a queen. It's more unlikely that someone doesn't have a king. That makes sense. Do you guys like my icon here? It's like a base Chad. It used to be an Indian guy, and then I changed it to a black woman, and now it's just a white guy because I didn't want to lie. Ah, 9 months prior to Christmas Day. Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Um, yeah, you know what also you know what else I've been watching? I've been watching a lot of, like, Jay Dyer videos, where he's, Jay Dyer wrecks a Protestant or Jay Dyer wrecks a Muslim or something like that, and I was looking I mean, he really has a problem with Vatican I, and I was looking into Vatican I, and I don't see why he always brings up Vatican I. Vatican II, I can understand, but even reading into Vatican II, there's the contention like, oh, well, the papacy says that Muslims worship, or papacy said that Muslims worship the same God, and I read into it, and I threw it into Gronk, I threw it into ChatGPT. I said, is this the contention? Because from what I know, it's that Muslims profess to worship the Trinitarian God that we worship, like the same God, but they deny the Trinity. So even though they profess to worship the same God, they actually don't practice the actual worship of the Trinitarian God. Um, so he just brings that up, and I think I think Vatican One established papal infallibility, like the actual dogma of it, and that's probably where he has like the biggest issue with it. But has there been anyone, just for my own watching and entertainment purposes, has there been anyone who's actually a Catholic who's debated Jay, pretty well and kind of kept him on his toes, or has caused him to rage quit or anything like that? I mean, I can't imagine anyone who has. But if anybody has any good videos, let me know so I can look at those. But other than that, um, I don't know the best way to do this. I've never streamed and played poker, so I'm kind of like splitting my attention levels between this and trying to entertain you guys. Let's see what this says. Well, I'll put this up and then I'll read it after I am in the big blind for this hand. Oh, ace jack. Okay, we'll play it. I can't take Dyer seriously anymore. He straight up lies. I listened to a debate of his against a Catholic, and he cited a Netflix series against Pope Alexander the Sixth. Was Pope Alexander one of the pre-Crusades popes? Okay, we're gonna call 150 here, just to see. Hopefully, we hit Jack high or something like that. That's not a good flop for Ace Jack, so we're going to check it. Eric Ybarra. Okay, yeah, I've heard Eric Ybarra had a good. Is that on YouTube with him and Eric Ybarra on Reason and Theology? Okay, cool. All right, I'll look into that. I'll look into that one. I started a book by who I thought was a Protestant historian, a guy named Rodney Stark, because I have two of his books. I have one of his books called The Case for the Crusades, and then I have another book of his is called Reformation Myths. I was under the impression that he was a Protestant, a former Protestant, or at least like a former practicing Lutheran. But then because I sent the book to Indiana Brunner, and he looked into him. Ooh, okay, pocket five. So how many hands? We've gotten. It only took 11 hands to get the first pocket pair. But yeah, apparently he is not. He's kind of like a Richard Dawkins Christian cultural Christian kind of vibe, and so I don't know. But the book so far is really good. It just lays the groundwork for pre-Crusades. Um, we're not gonna call. See, here's the issue. We've got pocket fives out of position. Blinds are too small to call a 7x. So we got to raise, a re-raise, and a call here. So we're just gonna fold fives. Fives don't hit flops all that much. The pairs that hit, let's see. Yeah, and I don't even have a heart. The pairs that hit flops a lot for sets are tens, threes, and I believe sevens. So threes, sevens, or tens, I may have called there, but pocket fives aren't good enough for that. So we're just gonna fold that. But yeah, it lays the groundwork for the time before the Crusades. It talks about the gaining of Muslim power prior to the first crusade, and it was just really, really very, very interesting and eye-opening, sort of campaign that the Muslims and the Arabs had throughout North Africa, the Middle East, and even into Spain. And it's weird because once they kind of get into Europe and areas of Spain and the Frankish empires, that they kind of they start to get pushed back by European Christians. So I thought that was really interesting. Um, and yeah, so I'm halfway done with chapter 2. I started it around 4 o'clock today, so I wanted to get through 2 chapters of it, but I don't. I fall asleep a lot while I'm reading. I tend to kind of nod off, especially the sun was on my face. It was actually absolutely beautiful outside, but I while they're gone, I want to read at least 2 books because my wife is able to read books. When we drive places with the kids, she's reading books. When we ride to church, our church is about 25 minutes away. She reads. It's great. Whenever I'm driving with the kids, we're all going somewhere. What happened here? King 4? What? What? King 478. That's why when you have buy-ins as low as this is a $10 buy-in, the guarantee's 10,000. Like, you get a lot of people who do weird stuff. Like the guy went all in with King 4 and he had see, we got to look at that hand. I got to see King 4. He had King high and nothing. And then 7 high called him. They were raises and re-raises. That's why, like, you really can't do much the early stage of these tournament. You have to kind of like get aggressive, maybe about an hour after you buy in. Um, but we'll see. Let's see how many players are in here so far. 332. There are 290 left. I mean, they'll have late registration open for about another hour or so. So I'll be here for as long as that. What else is going on in your world? Larry Romano, we got, I don't know, who else is in here, but what else is going on? Oh, super chat goal, $200. I don't even know what that means. Let's change the banner. Example banners. We'll just do this one. But we want that to scroll. So take that off. And then that's going to wait, show it. Oh wait, maybe I have to edit it. Scroll across the bottom ticker. There we go. There we go. Buymeacoffee.com/nation if you want to. You're not obliged to do it. Yeah. Yeah, that's her superpower. In the front seat too. It's wild. It's wild. I'm a very good driver, so the ride is usually smooth. But yeah, she can do that. I can't do that. I wish I could. I can't do that. She's got that superpower. And she's read like 3 books in the past month that way. Yeah. We're going to do that soon. I kind of told Kai that I want to do a stream with him since he's been back. I mean, like literally within a week that he came back, he texted me. We actually spoke in Spanish for a little bit. It was kind of crazy with each other, and I want to get on a stream with him. That'd be fun, right? It'd be fun to have Kai on a stream, baby Kai. We miss Kai. Kai's great. Oh boy, let's see. Okay, I'm not gonna be playing a hand here for a while. Button has to get past me. Explosive Hype. What a good name. What a good name. Let's see what's happening on Twitter. Just making sure that I posted the right thing. Yeah. Okay. Guys, Twitter or X or however you call it it's a new frontier for me. I've never been this involved or that active on it before. Yeah, the family's out in Florida. I don't know how long. I don't know how long they're going to be away for. Maybe a week, maybe a week and a half or something like that. But I got to tell you, and this sounds so gay. I'm not wife jacking or anything like that, but that my house is eerily quiet. Just listen. It's not even like the hum of electricity. It's just quiet. Normally right now you have the sounds that a house makes, right? Uh, right about now, my daughter would be going to sleep. She listens to her Yodo player as she goes to sleep. So you hear like audio in the room muffled because her door's closed. You hear the fans in my wife's room while she's putting my son down. And it's so the house isn't quiet. So even when no one's talking, that the house still breathes and it still makes noise. And I almost didn't know what to do with myself. What do we do here? 150 about 2.5x. We're in position here, so we'll call with ace queen high. This guy's got a lot of chips, so he's probably raising pretty light here. Even to a re-raise, we can kind of... Oh, see, he re-raised out of position. That's kind of weird. Maybe he's got jacks or kings. Probably not queens. I have a blocker to the queen. Maybe jacks or kings. Call. If this guy calls, I have to call just for pot odds. And I'm last to act, so... Ace or queen high? Ooh, bad flop. Okay. But yeah, my house is eerily quiet. I'm kind of sad. It's kind of a bummer. and that's it. But we can't call here. Someone's got to have something. This guy has like jacks or kings. I don't think he has anything like that bad. Like, there's no way that he has anything worse. Yeah, see, jacks. I am so smart. I am smart. If anyone's like, there are 4 of you watching this live. Like, this is the internet. This isn't even live play, right? So I can't get like a physical tell off someone, the way they raise or how they raise. This is online. I called that guy's hand. It says he either has jacks or kings. And he turns over jacks. I mean, can someone at least put like a clapping emoji or something like that? Boy. Yeah, my wife said that I'm getting like some sort of staycation because, the kids, I don't have to worry about the kids. It's not a madhouse in the house, but yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And you can't be like, yeah, it's gonna be great. And you're like, no, I'm gonna miss you guys. And, it's not gonna be great. It's gonna be torture for me. Yeah. Yep. Big brain, Charlie. Thank you. That's probably one of my more proud moments here. Oh, we got a big hand. We got a playable hand here. See, early on, you have to kind of raise it big to be crazy. You can't just do 2x raises, so you got to kind of make it nuts. So 150, we're not going to go 450. We'll go 500 maybe. We'll go 525. This guy just got chips. This person's been raising a bunch. Any re-raise, see, they all fold to me. That's kind of a bummer. And look, so far within 19 hands, we've had 2 pocket pairs. We're going to fold ace 9 off. What is that? What is from Balatro? All of my poker knowledge comes from Balatro. What is that? Can someone tell me what that is? What is that? What even is that? What is Balatro? Interesting. What is this if I do this? Oh, this is just full screen and you don't see me. Is this the best way? Maybe this way is better. I mean, do you guys really care? Well, no, I don't want to look. I don't want to be the center of attention here. So why don't we do it like? Why don't we do it like that? I liked it like that. Poker roguelike. Oh, I see. I still don't know what that means. Poker roguelite. What is roguelite? What does that mean? 8. Okay. Where are we at here? 285 out of 350. We don't need a double up right now. It'd be nice to get a double up. It'd be nice to, win a hand to get me back over 10,000 because you start with 10,000 tournament chips. They have no monetary value. Okay, what's someone got here? King 3. Ooh, river straight. Boomer. See, normally when I'm playing online poker, I'll have like Netflix on this screen. So I'll be having this on this screen and this on this screen. I like watching a movie. I kind of need other noise to concentrate. It's weird. Normally you'd figure like a movie would distract me, but I like having movies on in the background while I play poker. 200, 100. Oh, the blinds are what? 100, 200 now? You fold it? I have king high? No, we're not calling out of position. No, thank you. Is this when Mike becomes a poker streamer now? He like makes money poker streaming poker. I would love it. If that was a job, I would love it. Goal in life would be to be a professional poker player where I can just travel and play in tournaments. I find cash games to be a little bit too risky, though the swings of being profitable are a little bit easier, if that makes sense. With tournament poker, I think you're cashing in tournaments 20% of the time. So for every 5 tournaments, you're only cashing once. And I don't know if that necessarily covers, all the tournaments that you've played, but yeah. I like this sort of gambling where I'm kind of playing against other people, right? I don't like and I used to be kind of like a big gambler, roulette, blackjack. I do like that stuff, but against house games, I don't like that. But in games against other people, strategy games, poker, chess, things like that, I do enjoy it a lot. And then also I've been into the only sport that I really care about or watch is golf. So I've been really into golf betting as far as like parlays and making lineups and stuff. And I've gotten that question before, like, is that against like, Catholic morality if you're gambling this much? And they're for very low sums of money, and they're more of like a hobby. They're kind of like fantasy, kind of, but I am making lineups, but they're like $3 bets, $5 bets. So it's not crazy. And with every vice, whether that be smoking or liquor, alcohol, it's with moderation. Um, and as long as it doesn't distract me from anything else, my family, work, or faith, I really don't find it to be that big of a detriment. Gotta go. Bye, Charlie. Bye, Charlie. Hey, other guys in here. There's 6 other people in here. Hello. Introduce yourself. Don't be scared. I'm only little. Whatever that means. Yeah, I guess what can we talk about? Can we talk about any topics? Nick. Talk about Nick. I think he is absolutely right. So Nick Fuentes said on his show yesterday or the day before, he's like, the only way the Daily Wire can win or come back is if they publicly debate me. And I think even if they did this on Daily Wire Plus, but if they filmed a sort of Nick versus Ben Shapiro a la Michael Knowles interview style, like in that cool studio, I mean, like the amount of views that would generate, I mean, that would get them back in the public eye in a positive light. You know what I mean? Nick won. Nick definitely won for sure. I sent him a super chat earlier today, so hopefully he reads it tonight. Is this weird? Okay, this is a question. I'm considered like a boomer, right? Like I'm 40. Is it weird that like I like Nick, I like the whole kind of Groyper universe, I like AF, I'm into the sort of scene, I know people who are involved in the scene. Is that weird? Is that weird that like I'm 40 and I do that? Like, I don't know. I've always found that of a little bit of like a sort of an internal critique, I guess. Like, is that weird that I'm like a 40-year-old Groyper kind of like, I don't know. Ace 10, King 7. The King 7 call, weird. What are these people doing? What are these people doing? I guess it's just such a low turn. Like, it's just such a low buy-in that you just buy in. You just go with it, whatever. But yeah, there's that. I don't like. Okay, how long is these people like these like TikTok leftists like Parker and Dean and Harry Sisson like? So this dude Dean goes on YouTube every day, and his whole shtick is me debating 100 MAGA people, and the whole thing is like, hey, how old are you? Did you vote for Trump? Yeah, why? That's gonna get old after a while, right? Like, how many retarded MAGA fucking fans are you going to debate before it gets old? Like, he's done 35 episodes of that. He's kind of like leached off um, the whole Jubilee premise of like surrounded by MAGAs, 1 versus 25 MAGAs. It's like, it's fucking lame. And just the way he talks, like his hand movements and all that stuff like that. Like, he's gay. Like, I think he's gay. Dean Withers might be gay, right? Like, it's not slander if I'm asking a question. Is he gay? He might be gay. You're older than that. I like Nick. I don't care if it's weird. Larry Romano. Wow, cool. How old are you, Larry? How old are you, Larry? Be like 41 or 42 to make me feel a little bit better. But if you're like over than that, if you're older than that, if you're over 50, I still reserve the right to call you a boomer. What's happening out there in the world? Almost 48. Okay, not boomer yet. You're like a Gen Xer, like you're like a cusp Gen Xer, just on the cusp there. It's like kind of like millennial, kind of Gen Xer. We've got 4-3 suited. We're gonna call out a position, but it's only the blind, so we might as well see if we flop anything. We'll even call a small raise. Whoa, okay, we don't like that. Let's see if we throw a small bet out there. Okay, got bottom pair. Got 2 pair. If this guy's probably on a flush draw, he has 1 club. If he bets, he might have. I don't know if he'll have 2. He could have a 5. He's not in the big blind. Oh no, he was in the big blind. Do we call this? What do we do? Yeah, we maybe call it. He probably has a club or something like that. We check. He probably missed his club. Just check. Don't put it together. Like you put like 1 like 1,082. Like that seems like a bet that you make up. We're gonna call that because I don't think he has anything. He missed a flush. Haha, I was right. 9 high. It's like why do people make bets like this? I don't get it. Just check. Just check. What am I gonna be hitting on that board? I could have almost re-raised you as well. I could have re-raised you. Just check. Control the pot. Check it back. Also, I'm like live reading these people. It's kind of awesome. Soul reading is what they call it, to know exactly what they have. Though I did say he had at least one club, and I was wrong. He had no clubs, and he had no pairs, and he had 9 high. What else is going? I mean, is there anything else that we can talk about here? Oh yeah, we can talk about this one post. Does anyone? There's this lady. So there are these two really crazy like Daily Wire like super fan women. There is No Soup for Knowles, and there's this lady called Abby Libby. Fucking weirdos. These two weird ladies. All they do is screech about the Daily Wire, and if you talk, badly about Israel or any of the Daily Wire hosts, they get mad, and they have these big followings, which is weird. But I think they're both kind of evangelical Protestants. They're just weird. But this one lady posts. I wonder if I can post another screen. Let's see. Yeah, stop screen. I would have to do another screen. I don't want to do that. But one lady posted it. Her name's Abby Libby. She's a complete retard. Oh, pocket fours. Hold on. Look at this. Like 20 some odd hands, 27 hands. We've had 3 pocket pairs so far. Queens, 5s, and 4s. 4 might get a soft call here. I don't think I'm raising with 4s because we want to try and set mine, right? So, here's the deal. That guy just raised like 11x. So we are not going to call that. I mean, we could if we had a couple more chips, we'd call pocket fours. Like they just don't hit as much, and you got to call here on the button. So, no 4, please. No 4, please. Oh, look, he went all in. He's gonna call. This guy's gonna fold. Whoa, 3-way all in. Jacks, ace, king, ace, 9. Okay. Yeah, they 8-9. People are just trying to get lucky here. Like who does this? I don't get this. I don't get this sort of. This is why these tournaments we get back-to-back pocket pairs, 7s, and 7s hit flops. 3s, 10s, and 7s. Okay, so we're just gonna flat this 500. But yeah, Abby Libby posted. I got to read you the post. Like once his hand is done, I'll actually read you the post so you can see. Absolutely hilarious post that I've ratioed her on 1, and then I'm on the way to ratioing her original post. Queen 7s. Like this could be an ace queen raise. That's kind of what it feels like. I don't think he hit top set like pocket queens. I'm going to get out of the way. There's 2 more people behind me, and I lost the minimum here. So while that hand's going on, this lady said the thing about Hitler was he was an absolute loser and chronic failure who blamed his shortcomings on anyone but himself and had the charisma to fail upward until he failed his entire nation to the point of its near complete destruction. A loser hero for losers. Now, what you have to understand about this crazy lady, Abby Libby, is that in her profile, it says, oh, she removed the flags. I think she had flags. Oh, she removed flags. She definitely had the Israeli flag in her bio. Anyway, I said, you know who else is a loser? The state of Israel. Okay, so her original tweet had 419,000 views, 2.7 thousand likes. Mine had 13,000 views and 1.4 thousand likes. So it's gaining traction, almost a near ratio. Here's where the ratio gets better. She says, weird how they haven't lost despite facing existential threats for decades. You're stupid. That got 82 likes. And then I said, here's what I said, guys. You ready for what I said? And I said, yeah, it's like they had almost zero support from the UN, the US, and Britain over the last 80 years, you absolute delusional cow. And that has almost 10 times ratioed her as far as likes. So I'm very happy about that. I think that's kind of like my first real ratio since coming to X. Um, did it all the time on Instagram, and I was never kind of like if you get ratioed, you're wrong. Like that it's not always true, right? Because people can spam like something or whatever. Um, but for the first time, I felt vindicated. I did it to Matt Walsh recently, where he said something like he there's a guy who works for Spirited Systems, who's like not a gun manufacturer, but they make like a lot of accessories, a lot of kit, a lot of stuff like that. And the guy was like, America has like one of the most violent cultures. And he posted a picture of a plate carrier and one of his ARs. And Matthew Walsh was like, well, the Mayans and the Aztecs, blah, blah, blah. They were more violent and child sacrifice. And I was like, Matt, in the last 40 years alone, American women have murdered about 60 million kids. Like, it's not even close. People were like, oh, shit. Yeah, actually, you're right. Like, yeah, I mean, I would say in probably like the 20th century, America probably has like the most violent culture. Like, we don't have to go back to the 16th, 15th, and 14th centuries. Like, everyone knows like the Mayans and the Aztecs were extremely violent. Everyone knows that the Mohammedans during the Crusades are extremely violent. We know Genghis Khan was extremely violent, but you know, liberal women in America, probably the most violent group of people to have ever exist. Liberal women all over the world, right? Like I think it's like 2 billion abortions since what? Since 1980, maybe something like that. Like on the conservative end. So yeah. Also, Charlie Kirk posted a Charlie Kirk posted a a reel doing one of his like little debates outside of a college, and I think he fucked up. I think Charlie Kirk actually fucked up. I gotta find it. It was on YouTube or something like that. But or I think I found it on an X and was like, "Whoa, so Charlie Kirk got based." Where a girl was really like, "Do you really think that abortion's worse than the Holocaust?" And he's like, "Yes, clearly worse than the Holocaust." And I'm like, "Whoa, base Charlie Kirk, abortion's worse than the Holocaust." Um, I'm sure that he'll realize that probably, what didn't. I mean, he believes it, right? Okay, what are we doing here? We got to move to another table. Get nothing here. We'll see how we do. Currently in the bottom third of players right now, but it's level 7. These are turbo level 6-minute levels. Blinds are only at 150-300. We have got about 30 big blinds, which is okay. We can play with that. We can just double up. Oh, there's only one of you left. That's okay. I'll stream for about another hour. I don't care. We just get some people on here. Tell your friends. Tell nobody. It doesn't matter to me. Abby Libby. We're ratioing her on X. So that's nice. That's nice. Also, I posted on X that Nick made a kind of like a plea to Catholics because someone said on the show, someone was like, actually, the Latin Novus Ordo is lit. And he's like, shut up, just go to church. Who cares? And, that was the summation of his kind of like 45-second rant on that. But he was just making fun of people like, well, I go to the TLM and I go to the Novus Ordo. It's like, just go to mass. Doesn't really matter. And, E. Michael Jones said the same thing. Like the TLM will be the door out of the church. For people who hold it like higher than the faith in general, which mass is more reverent than this one? To me, I obviously like more reverent masses, but if I can't get to a TLM or Latin Novus Ordo, like I have absolutely no problem with a Novus Ordo mass, absolutely none. So he did that, and actually, I think he's going to be on Timothy Gordon's Rumble channel tomorrow. Rules for Retrogrades. I've only made it 3/4 of the way through that book. I started reading it on a plane once during a job that I had to go out to, and I never finished reading it. Literally, just go to mass. You know what I mean? I also hope that all of my men who are in their search for women at mass, I hope it's going well for you. I have a buddy. Oh, my buddy, my good buddy. I actually we met at mass one Sunday. He came up to me and he was like, "Hey, I used to watch you on Censored when you did your show on Censored. Like, I'm from New York. I've known Gavin for a really long time." I was like, "Oh, cool, friends." He's not Catholic, but he goes to mass every Sunday. He goes to mass, and he is hopefully going to be I don't think he can make it for this Easter, but hopefully he's gonna next Easter he's gonna become a Catholic, which is great. But you know, my wife, full tattoos. She tries to be modest in church, but sometimes if she'll wear like a long dress with a back open and she's holding the baby, like her back will be exposed. She has got a big, gorgeous back tattoo. Really tasteful tattoos. But I have a lot of tattoos as well. I try to cover up. And my buddy Ryan, who I sit with, did I just dox Ryan? Nobody really knows who. My buddy Ryan, yeah, he's got tattoos, and you know, saw a girl there, and they've been talking every now and then after mass, and I hope something happens there. You want something to happen, like that's the story. Where did you meet mommy and daddy? Well, we met at mass, and I asked your mother out to a coffee, and we spoke, and we didn't speak all the time, but I pursued her, and here you are. Isn't that just like that's what you want to see? So I'm hoping it goes well for him. So you know W's in the chat for my boy. Hopefully things go well for him. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But I've been hearing a lot of that it's hard out there for you guys. It's hard out there with you and these 21st century women. Even if it's at mass, even if it's at church, I hear that it's tough. So what happened there? I didn't even see what happened there. King 3, no good in the big blind. Oh boy. What else is going on that was on X that recently saw? I really like the Stu Peters guy. He's a newer follow for me. I've obviously seen like a bunch of his content before, but I like the stuff that he posts. Oh, I asked. Here's something very interesting. I have a biography. There's a bookcase to my right here that has a lot of my history books. Like the two bookcases over here. One bookcase is for art, generally a lot of photo books, a lot of art books. The other one is novels and theology. But my history bookshelf is pretty. It's pretty goated, I want to say. What do we do here? Out of position, ace 10. He raises to 2.5x. Yeah, we call 200. We hope for hearts or ace high or 3 aces. So we're going to check that. We'll see what he does. But then if he has like a flush draw, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to let you get away with that. So we're going to raise 1,000 and you're going to fold because you don't have an ace, or you're going to go all in and then you get trapped. There you go. Thank you. I got to show you this one book because I put it into ChatGPT because I think I bought it at I don't know if I bought it on Amazon or if I bought it at a thrift store. So this book is just called Adolf Hitler by John Tolan. So I put it into screen grab. I put it into ChatGPT and I said, "Hey, it was Adolf Hitler by John Tolan. Was it a fair biography or was it a biased biography?" I think ChatGPT was saying that Adolf Hitler by John Tolan is an extremely well-researched book and actually happens to be criticized as maybe one of the more empathetic biographies of Hitler. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me get that one. Because I assume that anyone who puts like a bias into a biography of Hitler with a negative bias isn't going to be worth the read. But yeah, this is gonna be tough. Maybe I should just start reading this on the porch. Like I want to finish the Crusades books and then we'll go to Hitler. I listened to a really long podcast series about there's this guy that does, I forget what the name of the podcast series is, but he does a series on dictators, and I think there was like a 45 or 50 part series on Hitler and his rise to power. Ultimately his death, but like his whole life. So yeah, that one was good. I forget the name of it. Jack 10 against aces. Okay, queen 4. Then I have another book about Hitler, not so much a biography, but it's called The Hitler I Knew, and that was written by his secretary. I might as well just get all the books on Nazis that I have. No, that's American Guerrillas. Oh, I got the wrong book. I think The Hitler I Knew was written by his press secretary. So, Otto Dietrich, yeah, Memoirs of the Third Reich. and I believe Otto Dietrich was his press secretary. Yeah, press secretary and confidant. So this is what this one's called, The Hitler I Knew. And I started reading a little bit of it. I got like an old thing here. How many pages? I've read 30 pages of it. Nice. And then I found this book. This is The History of the SS by G.S. Kleber. And I just love reading books about this period of time, especially World War II. And I mean, these are the only 3 books that I have about the Nazis. The rest of them, I have a lot of American World War II books. I have a lot of Stephen Ambrose books. We're going to call it night. Jacking off. We just fold. It's just better to do that. I got pretty far into the H.W. Brands. There's a Teddy Roosevelt biography by H.W. Brands called Teddy Roosevelt: The Last Romantic. I had read a lot of that book, and Teddy's early life is pretty interesting. I kind of want to read a little bit more about that. But now that, the family is kind of, they're doing their thing, as far as the staycation goes, I would have flopped top air. I get to actually read a little bit more. But all right. Bad at poker. Just here because I'm Catholic. That's okay, Steve. That's okay. I'm streaming. I find that if I'm doing something else, the stream might be a little bit better because if I'm just talking to you guys about nothing, my mind will just kind of wander. But as long as it's focused here with you guys, if anybody wants to ask any questions, I know there's only 2 of you here, but I'll hang out for another 15 minutes or so. Yeah, I would have lost his hand. Very smart. Or maybe I would have won. I mean, backdoor flush came in, backdoor straight came in. There's 2 pairs with king queens, like ace 5, ace 8 or something like that. I doubt anyone has anything like that, but let's see. Let's see. Okay. Have you read The Burning Souls by Leon Negrel? He was a Belgian Catholic that joined the SS to fight the Soviet. What? I've never heard of that. Leon Negrel. Can you, if you follow me on X, can you send me a link to that book? Because I'm not going to remember this. Please send me a link, please. No, just going all in on me just because I'm the big blind. You were going to wait 10 seconds. No. Yeah, I'll tell you what my thoughts are. That I made a couple posts about it on X. I thought that Voice of Reason was a little bit too charitable, right? Because George was talking a lot of mess. He was talking a lot of heresy. He was talking a lot of smack. And, Voice of Reason at one point was like, well, I got to tell you, behalf of all Catholics, I apologize, like, for, the way some of us may have treated you. No, it was perfectly reasonable, the Catholic reaction to that episode. So you don't need to apologize for me, Voice of Reason. Okay. You just need to gently correct him, right? Let's make it 3,000, 2,950, something like that. You flop top pair with like the semi-top kicker. If you have a flush draw, then, raise and draw out. I don't even want to talk about a blocker with the ace of hearts, but yeah, that's a call. If you have ace king, good for you. Oh, okay. Split pot. Split it up. Yeah, there you go. Okay. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I listened to about 30 minutes of that. I kind of was, scrubbing through a bunch of it. Adrian, bye. Have a good night. God bless you. Maybe I go to mass tomorrow in the afternoon, sort of make up for today. Yeah, I agree. I don't think George was good faith. He just wanted someone overly yes. Also, like Sam is, I like Sam, but he's got some problems too, doesn't he? Doesn't he have some issues? Even with his theology, and I kind of I don't like the way he treats people in a debate. It's almost Jay-like, right? Where it's not so much intellectual and charitable as it is like, I'm just going to dunk on you. Here's why I'm dunking on you. Yep, you're going to be wrong. You're going to love being wrong. It's like the whole kind of like the way the Dean Withers and these other people debate. Like I was actually watching, I revisited the Nick Fuentes, Dean Withers debate when they were on Aiden Ross and Sneeko. And Nick was just like so composed during that debate. And, Dean Withers is just kind of spurging the whole time and just being an annoying little twat. So, wow, did 3-4 win that? Amazing. Amazing. But yeah. Yeah, that was good. I rewatched that. I mean, that's a good, like, 2.5 hour long debate, Dean and Nick. Um, I wonder if Nick's gonna stream tonight. I don't, I should look on Telegram, but he usually runs it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not hating on Sam either. I like him. I think he's a really good, evangelist and apologist. Um, Also, the better way to, look at anything on X now is just your following tab. The For You page on X is awful. Like, it's all rage bait. That's all it is. I think that X is, pushed its algorithm to just push pure rage engagement. Um, it's kind of annoying, but you know, let's see here. Oh boy, the Metatomist. You can publish like articles on X. I didn't know that. Interesting. Oh boy. Okay, let's see here. Well, I'll hang out with you guys. I'll read that later. Ace of Diamonds, 10 of clubs. What do we do here in position at the button? The button's got a low stack. We are going to raise. Oh, that guy did already. Ace 10 off. If it's suited, I call. It's not, so I fold. I have to have some sort of yeah, and he went all in anyway. What do you call it when you're really not reserved, but in a discipline you have not patience, but what do they call it? Not resolve, but yeah, I guess patience maybe. See, that would have been a bad call by me. Would have beat him. Quads? Why not? We would have split, or I would have, yeah, 5,000. I actually probably would have made a little bit more. Interesting. So this goes late registration until level 17. So we might as well try to do that. Who knows? We can get there. We can definitely get there. Sorry. Scratching my side of my face. It's gross. Moldy Apple, haven't played poker in years. Well, what is it like watching me play? Are you getting a little bit of why can't I think? What do you call it when you're having, memories? Nostalgia? Yeah. Any nostalgia here? You should have been here earlier, Moldy. Like I was soul reading people. This guy in a hand before, he raised, this other guy re-raised. I had to fold. This guy went all in. This guy called him like, this guy's got jacks, and then he turned over jacks. It was pretty crazy. Oh, we're on a break. Okay, so we're on a break for 6 minutes. And this is probably what I'll do. Like I'll just kind of hang out until the break's over. So what good? Sorry, I have like Moana 2 stuck in my head. Moana 2 music. That's what my daughter's been listening to a lot lately. Is Moana. Do you attend the Latin Mass or Novus Ordo? I just found out about a Latin Mass close to me, and never been to one before. Well, in the words of Nick, just go to Mass. Who cares? No, but I attend a Latin Novus Ordo. Yeah, it's weird because the TLM parish that I was going to before, their church was being renovated. So the main church was being renovated. So they had low mass and even high mass. And it's the same church that Michael Knowles goes to. They would have it in the chapel across the street, and it was just so like no air or anything like that. So in the summer it was super hot, in the winter it was super cold. So it was tough. So I found another church that I like, that neighbors in my community went to, and I just like it there. It's the oldest Catholic church in Nashville. So that's where I go, and it's great, and I love it there. And the TLM church just had its reopening of its renovated church. So I don't think we're gonna lose parishioners. And not that that would be bad, but I mean, shouldn't lose parishioners, but I like it. That's kind of like my place, and that's where I go. But yes, go to a Latin mass. Find a Latin mass. Go to a low mass first, and then go to a high mass. But yeah, that's it. Listen, I'm probably gonna take a break here. I'm probably gonna leave. I'm gonna stop streaming. But yeah, you guys have a great night. God bless, and we'll do it again soon, maybe. Bye.